stop, don't scroll. For the next few seconds, say nothing, do nothing. Just observe your own mind. Notice how uncomfortable silence feels. That's exactly why most people never become powerful. The loudest people chase attention. The strongest people chase mastery. In a world where everyone wants to be seen, heard, and validated, real strength comes from the opposite direction. The people who transform their lives are rarely the ones announcing every move. They work in silence, protect their energy, and let their results speak. Today you'll discover why focusing on yourself and embracing silence is one of the greatest weapons for success and inner peace. Silence is one of the most underestimated forms of strength. In a world where everyone feels the need to react, explain, or defend themselves, the person who remains calm holds a unique kind of power. Every conversation, every argument, and every unnecessary explanation consumes your mental and emotional energy. Most people don't even realize how much of their day is spent trying to prove a point, win an argument, or seek approval from people whose opinions will never truly matter. Imagine how much progress you could make if all that energy was redirected toward improving yourself instead. When someone criticizes you, your first instinct may be to respond immediately. You want to justify your actions, defend your character, or make them understand your perspective. But ask yourself this: how often does arguing actually change someone's mind? More often than not, it only creates more conflict and leaves you feeling exhausted. Silence, on the other hand, allows you to stay in control. It prevents others from pulling you into emotional battles that distract you from your purpose. Silence is not about suppressing your voice or accepting disrespect. It is about choosing your battles wisely. It is the discipline of recognizing that not every opinion deserves your attention, and not every accusation deserves your response. The more you react to every little challenge, the more control you hand over to others. But when you remain composed, you keep your focus exactly where it belongs. On your own growth. Think of the strongest tree in a forest. It doesn't compete with the trees around it. It doesn't announce how deep its roots are becoming. Day after day, it simply grows. In the same way, your greatest progress will happen quietly, away from the noise and distractions. Protect your peace as if it were your greatest treasure, because it is. Speak when your words add value, but never feel pressured to fill every moment with explanations. True confidence does not shout for attention. It works patiently, remains steady under pressure, and allows results. Not endless words, to reveal its true strength. The moment you begin comparing your life to someone else's, you lose sight of your own path. Comparison is one of the greatest thieves of peace, confidence, and progress. In today's world, it has become easier than ever to measure yourself against others. Every day you see people celebrating promotions, showing luxurious lifestyles, sharing perfect relationships, and displaying achievements that seem far beyond your reach. What you often forget is that you are looking at carefully selected moments, not the complete story. Behind every success are struggles, failures, sacrifices, and challenges that rarely appear in public. Your journey was never meant to look like anyone else's. Every person begins from a different starting point, faces different obstacles, and carries different responsibilities. If you spend your time watching someone else's race, you will eventually lose your own direction. Imagine climbing a mountain while constantly turning your head to see how fast everyone else is moving. Sooner or later, you will stumble, lose your footing, or stop climbing altogether. Success belongs to those who keep their eyes on the path ahead, not on the people walking beside them. Instead of asking why someone else is ahead of you, ask yourself a more powerful question. Am I becoming a better version of myself than I was yesterday? Real growth is measured by your own progress, not by someone else's accomplishments. Every small improvement matters. Every disciplined choice matters. Every lesson learned from failure moves you one step closer to the person you are capable of becoming. When your attention is focused on your own development, you stop wasting energy on jealousy and self-doubt. You begin investing that energy into learning new skills, building healthier habits, strengthening your mind, and improving your character. That is where true transformation begins. The people who achieve lasting success are rarely obsessed with competing against others. They are committed to competing with the person they were yesterday. Stay focused on your own mission, Trust your pace, and remember that the strongest victories are not won by outrunning everyone else. They are won by refusing to stop moving forward on your own path. One of the biggest mistakes people make is believing that talking about success is the same as creating it. It feels good to announce your goals, share your plans, and tell others about the person you are going to become. For a moment, the praise and encouragement can make you feel as though you've already taken a step forward. But words alone do not build strength, create wealth, or transform lives. Only consistent action has thus the power to turn dreams into reality. Every minute spent talking about what you plan to do is a minute that could have been spent actually doing it. The most remarkable transformations happen quietly. A seed does not make noise as it pushes through the soil. A tree does not announce every inch of its growth. Day after day, it simply continues to grow stronger, and eventually everyone notices its presence. Your life should follow the same principle. Instead of seeking attention for your ambitions, let your dedication remain hidden while your results become impossible to ignore. There will always be people who doubt your abilities, question your decisions, or underestimate your potential. Your first instinct may be to prove them wrong with explanations and arguments. Resist that temptation. The greatest response to doubt is not a clever speech, it is undeniable progress. Every workout completed, every skill mastered, every disciplined morning, and every obstacle overcome becomes evidence that no words can match. Working in silence also protects your focus. When too many people know your plans, you often become distracted by their opinions, expectations, or criticism. Their voices begin to compete with your own vision. But when your attention stays on the work itself, your mind becomes clearer and your determination grows stronger. Success is not built by seeking applause at every step. It is built by showing up every day, even when no one is watching. Let your actions become your identity. Let consistency become your reputation. And when the day finally comes that your efforts bear fruit, you won't need to announce your success. Your character, your achievements, and the life you have built will speak louder than any words ever could. Discipline is not built in moments of comfort or convenience. It is created in the quiet hours when no one is watching, when there is no audience to applaud your effort and no reward waiting at the finish line. Anyone can stay motivated when life is easy, but true discipline reveals itself when you choose to keep going despite exhaustion, boredom, or doubt. This is why solitude is so powerful. When you are alone, your choices are no longer influenced by the expectations or opinions of others. You are left with only one question: will I keep the promises I made to myself? The modern world is designed to steal your attention. Every notification, every social media update, and every endless stream of entertainment competes for your focus. It becomes easy to fill every quiet moment with distractions instead of meaningful work. But the people who achieve extraordinary things understand the value of protecting their time. They create space for deep thinking, learning, training, and reflection. They understand that every hour invested in improving themselves is an investment that compounds over time. Think about the early mornings when the world is still asleep. While others are chasing comfort, someone is already training their body, reading a book, practicing a skill, or preparing for the challenges ahead. These small invisible actions may seem insignificant in a single day, but repeated consistently over months and years, they shape a completely different life. Greatness is rarely the result of one dramatic moment. It is the outcome of thousands of quiet decisions made with discipline and intention. Solitude also teaches you to become comfortable with yourself. It forces you to face your fears, weaknesses, and excuses without distraction. Instead of running from discomfort, you learn to grow through it. Every challenge overcome in private strengthens your character in public. When the time comes to face pressure, criticism, or adversity, you will not be shaken because your foundation was built in silence. The strongest people are not those who seek constant recognition. They are those who have learned to master themselves when no one else is there to witness the journey. Many people spend their entire lives chasing things they believe will finally make them happy. They pursue money, status, recognition, expensive possessions, and the approval of others, convinced that reaching the next milestone will bring lasting fulfillment. Yet time and again, they discover that the satisfaction is only temporary. There is always another goal to achieve, another comparison to make, or another expectation to meet. True peace cannot be found in anything outside of you, because anything external can change in an instant. Real peace begins when you stop allowing your happiness to depend on circumstances or the opinions of other people. Inner peace is not the absence of challenges. It is the ability to remain steady in the middle of them. Life will always bring criticism, setbacks, disappointments, and uncertainty. You cannot control every situation, but you can control how you respond. When your mind is calm, you stop reacting emotionally to every obstacle. Instead, you pause, think clearly, and choose the response that serves your growth. That quiet strength becomes your greatest advantage, because while others are consumed by anger, fear, or frustration, you remain focused on what truly matters. Silence plays a powerful role in creating this inner peace. When you spend less time arguing, complaining, or seeking validation, your mind becomes less cluttered. You begin to hear your own thoughts more clearly. Your purpose becomes stronger because it is no longer buried beneath the noise of other people's expectations. You start making decisions based on your values rather than on the desire to impress others. As your inner world becomes stronger, your need for external approval begins to disappear. Praise no longer makes you arrogant, and criticism no longer breaks your confidence. You understand your worth because it comes from your character, your discipline, and your integrity, not from applause. This is the freedom that so many people spend their lives searching for. When you are at peace with yourself, you stop chasing attention and start chasing excellence. And in that quiet pursuit, you discover that the greatest victory is not becoming known by the world, but becoming deeply connected with the best version of yourself.